droughts and extreme weather. Heat waves bring hotter and stuffier summers. Recurrent warm nights make it difficult to sleep. Super typhoons and heavy rain strike. Heavy rainstorms pose threats to slopes and lowlands. These are not movie synopses. High carbon emissions caused by human activity lead to global warming and unprecedented extreme weather. We need to reduce carbon emissions immediately to slow down global warming and achieve carbon neutrality.
The Communications Authority reminds you, from midnight of December 1st, 6 digital TV program channels, namely RTHK TV 31, 32, 33, Jade 81, View TV 696, and View TV 99 use new transmitting frequencies. Users of self-provided antennae may need to rescan for channels. Building owners and management officers should inform residents of whether and when they need to rescan for channels after finishing the reconfiguration of communal aerial systems.
The views expressed within this program are that of the host and their guests and does not necessarily reflect the views of this station, Metro Plus AM 1044.
Right here on Words and Music. Welcome back. It's another Wednesday get together, and we're going to be with you all the way till a little bit later on. Hey, don't forget, today is a Wednesday, and we're broadcasting live on Facebook. Yes, on AM 1044 Metro Plus. We're also on YouTube on Metro Plus 1044 and on our app Metro Plus. Download it now. It's free. It's available on the App Store and Google Play. And my name's Michael Vincent. With me as well,
William Elvin here with Love Parade HK.
Yep.
This is my type of music, so I'm going to enjoy an hour of this one, and we're going to talk about the songwriting process. We have a lot of things to talk about, technologically, whatever. We're going to have a lot of fun for the next hour, so stay tuned.
And don't forget, we've got our producer right in the middle between me and Will. That's Jean. We're gonna sort of include her on the program today. Now let's throw back the cams to our friends. It's Freddie and, of course, Xavier. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Pretty
Thanks
good.
for having us. Happy to be here.
Pleasure, because you'll be the first act that we have with, that's what you said, so much technology on our... A lot of people are going to ask us, what are these old technology thing? And then, of course, the sound is just totally different.
Right.
And the collaboration is just amazing.
Love the tone of the guitar, man. And
Yes.
Love the beats and everything. We're going to have lots of insight and whatever artistic talk.
Yep, that's right.
for this
That's
hour,
right. That's
William.
right. Well, we've got sort of our local version of Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe, of course. The Pet Shop Boys. Okay. So give us a small background about yourselves first, and so that we can sort of, everyone's going to be sort of wanting to find out where you guys are originally from. Xavier? Oh, Freddie?
Yeah, I'm Xavier. I'm from Miami, Florida.
Uh-huh.
I used to play in a band called Modern Age. We were
Okay.
like a kind of post-punky, a little bit more dark and brooding. And did that for a few years. And then at some point had the opportunity to move to Hong Kong. Came out here and decided it's time to start a new project. Something new, fresh. Maybe broaden the color palette a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And then I met this guy. So I've been here for 4 years.
4 years
Or a little
now.
over 4 years.
What about you, Freddie?
So I've born and raised in Sweden, in southern Sweden, in a small town of 30,000 people, which is one apartment in Bangkok. Moved to Beijing 5 years before the Olympics. It was an exciting ride in Beijing. And then been in Hong Kong now for 11, 12 years.
Wow.
So lived in Zakyu Chung and now on Changcha Island. And I basically live on Jeonju Naicha and Xiaoyu.
Wow.
He can speak
Okay.
the language.
Yep. And you actually just came to Asia because you found a job?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was selling to China Mobile.
Oh, okay. So what, and then from China Mobile, or rather from Beijing,
Yes.
you sort of...
Moved to Hong Kong for more global work and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then Hong Kong, great airport, easy to go anywhere. For the last 2 years, it's been very different.
Yes.
Right.
So how does it feel to be stuck?
Oh, it feels good.
There's worse places to
Yeah.
be.
I like the way you said that.
That's very true.
You know, there have been many times throughout the pandemic where I've kind of reflected, said, you know, if there's anywhere that I would need to be limited, you know, in terms of travel, it's here. You know, yeah, I'm very grateful to have been stuck here.
So how has the collaboration between both of you, and when did it actually start?
Yeah, that was about a year and a half ago, roughly. I posted an ad on HK Underground. Shout out to Chris B and that whole scene. So put out an ad, got a few responses, but then I saw this very well written email by Freddie, and I was impressed by just, you know, he's been playing in an awesome band. I don't know if you don't want to mention the Shotgun Politics, really awesome band. out of Hong Kong for several years now, and he sent me all these really cool links. This is what I can do. This is the variety of styles that I've played in, and we got together, and I think at that moment after that first session, we said, okay, let's do this. Yeah. We're going to kind of commit to a year. But Freddie had one stipulation.
No, I remember my stipulation.
The stipulation is this thing.
Oh, sorry.
So it wasn't just Freddie coming as Freddie. It was Freddie was bringing his technology with him. And this idea of let's do this as a two-piece.
Okay.
And let's use loops and then kind of, basically do a two-man band thing. And like if you've seen it, we just played last week at the Aftermath. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Alicia and everybody out there as well. Like our last song, for example, we have so many things going on that it sounds like it's maybe 10, 15 people playing at the same time, like right at the end of that song. So that was all Freddie's kind of concoction. And so far, so good.
Wow.
And what's important is, you can press play and you can sing karaoke on top of something, but that's not what I wanted.
Like the MIDI type, right?
What we wanted.
That's right.
So everything, 90%, there's like a few tracks of shakers in the background because I can't be bothered to. So standing back with shaker for 4 bars just to have on the track.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
But everything that happens, like so if a bass line plays, right? The bass line goes wrong, it's gonna go wrong the other 42 times it plays in the song.
Right. Correct.
Like, and then so every synth that happens, then as the song builds up, then for the end, and then all these kind of loops come back, but it's everything we've already played. Yeah. That was important to me, that we're a live band. We're just using a different mechanism how to do it. So my background is a drummer, actually. So it's my 4th instrument that I barely can play. But so drum, bass, guitar, this stuff.
Okay.
So it's been really exciting to learn the technology, and we've built a few things from hardware to make it work properly. So it's really cool.
Wow. Like the next track we'll play, Good Boy, has a few parts where you'll hear it once, we play it once, and then later at the end of the song it comes back in and adds that texture in that layer. So it's kind of an example of what Freddie's talking about.
Okay, let's continue with Words and Music today, this Wednesday. Well, this is very exciting.
Yeah, it is I'm already excited. I want to hear the next song right now.
Okay, let's take it away right here on Words and Music. It's Love Academy.
Love Parade.
Love Parade. Sorry. Okay, take 2. Take 2. Okay.
Love Academy is what we were, but we graduated.
Okay.
Let me just see. Just give me a quick second. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I say how high, and I will be a good boy to be by your side. Without your love, I cannot survive, and I will be a good boy. You were in this with me. It's about I see. And you think that you're running the show now. 'Cause baby, you think I will go back. When you say jump, I say how high. And I will be a good boy to be by your side. Without your love, I cannot survive. And I will be a good boy. 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 I will run away. I will run where you can't find me. I will run away. I will run where you can't find me. I will where you can't find me. I will be a good boy. It's hard to believe. We were living in a glass world. And it's hard to believe. We were living in a glass world. In a glass world. Come on.
Words and music right here on your radio. We're broadcasting live, of course, on Facebook, YouTube, and free to air, and also on our app, Metro Plus. What do you think, Will?
That's I think I have to talk to them about their influences now, because it's like the second song I'm hearing a lot of, you know, as you said, Pet Shop Boys. I'm hearing a lot of Erasure in here. Maybe a little bit of New Order. Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
I think I'm hitting the spots here.
No, but you're missing one important spot on
Which
that
one?
song.
Which one?
So when I initially demoed that one, there was only one group in mind.
Which one?
Spice Girls.
Oh!
Because I wanted to write a melody that the Spice Girls could sing. Like if it was a 1998, 97
Yeah.
Era.
ballad, you
Right.
know, like maybe right before the Ginger one left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right around that, or maybe right after she left, maybe.
Yeah.
So that was the initial thought. Can I write one of those types of tracks?
Well, as you said, it's indie pop.
Yep.
I think that's how I would call it too. It's a very catchy, you know, it's based on catchy melodies, but it has a lot of things going on in the background, the loops, everything. Tell me more of how you discovered all the things that you can do with these things.
Sure. So, and I just want to say, so now since we're in this studio, we didn't bring a full drum kit. So
Right.
you see me like air drumming and stuff like that because we recorded the drums that I play. But when we play live, usually like the drums loop as well.
Okay. All right.
So, but yeah, we thought it would be a little bit too much to. But now we know.
now we brought a band here, right? Now that you know, okay. So when we get you back,
Yeah, I will bring a drum kit for sure.
but you can't bring that with your skateboard, right?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the background is it's this company called Ableton, which is a
Oh, yeah.
German company,
Right.
where a good friend of mine, shout out to Natalia, who works there in project management, just not for all OCD people here, and they build both software and hardware, and so she inspired me to check out Ableton. I mean, I've known many people use it before, but what I found really exciting, and I've been using Pro Tools, Cubase back in the day, do Logic, right, and stuff like that. So, gone through many DAWs, but Ableton is really the system I found that is good for performance.
Right.
So, what it basically does is it enables us to automate when things loop.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
Real time.
Yeah. So basically, first it loops it, the bass, right, and then it just plays that loop. And then it starts to listen for Xavier's guitar, records that, and starts looping it.
Yeah.
So, which is really nice because then we can focus on the performance
Mm.
and Ableton figures out when loops stop and start. And then the rest is basically playing keys or percussion or you know, everything on this Ableton push.
Okay.
Which is,
But that's the way with all those buttons that you're pressing. These are all pre-programmed by you.
they are programmed to be like this part is the bass.
Okay.
And this and the upper part, sorry, on radio. The lower part is the bass. The upper part my button pads and stuff like that. And then I assign that in Ableton. And then when the song starts, it knows what to do. And then I play it. And as a non-piano player, that's so hard. It has rhythm, harmony, melody, all in
All
one.
together,
And
right?
that's just impossible. You have to separate. Rhythm is drums, and melody is keys and stuff. So what's cool about this one is it's tuned like a guitar. So I can basically take guitar chords here, and so it's much easier for me to translate what I know on a guitar. Like this, if you see, there's a 5, an 8, 3, a minor 3.
Okay.
So it's much more intuitive for a guitar player instead of a piano player. So
I play guitar, just for the record. I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's like I don't know how to translate what I know about the guitar into that, but
yeah, it feels very logical. but then what we're trying to do is like to make the most use. I think Ableton is such a complex and well operating software that you can just double click and double click and double click. So we figured out finally that there's a math function in it that you can assign to aftertouch. So first you press and then you go whoa, afterwards. I basically route that in stochastic and made that for a reverb.
Oh,
So,
okay.
But that's not an instrument, right? So there we're actually mathematically mapping a function on this kind of piano to an effect.
I'm trying to understand it as much as I can because I had a really bad passing grade in math.
well, I was about to say now all the tech stuff, all the math stuff, the email makes sense now.
I think that's far from on the other side of the border.
And another aspect of it, which I think we were talking about before we went on the air, is that unlike maybe other bands that will jam things out, there's a lot of kind of pre-production / mixing production while we are writing the songs.
Right.
Like before we play out a new song, there's tons of preparation work to get there. You know, so it's a very different kind of project. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think the heart of it is the songwriting. Is to try to make sure that the songs don't get lost in the mathematics or whatever, right? Like, make sure the song has a core, has a hook, it has some sort of meaning, and then all this stuff is how do we then execute? Yeah, in service. Yeah, exactly. That's very well said. In service of this more pure thing.
And that's a balancing act because so much things are going on.
That's right.
There's I remember this interview. I don't know if you've if you've heard about this interview, but Jimmy Chamberlain of the Smashing Pumpkins, he says like he's a very good drummer, but he said he's not gonna do anything that does not service Billy Corgan's song, and I think that's a very, very key thing to it. I was about to ask Xavier, so you write these songs on the guitar, and then you pass it on to Freddie, or do you write the songs together?
It's been
What's
a
the
combo.
process?
So there was a batch of songs that I had demoed out in Logic or GarageBand Logic. Those are some of the core songs in the set. But then so there's two things. One is as we are taking those demos and then making them into the live version or the final version, there's changes or Freddie will come up with ideas or tweak or whatnot. We'll go back and forth. And then there's another phase, which is a batch of songs that are either one of Freddie's initial demos that we've fleshed out, or there's one song we took two demos, one of mine and one of his, and we put a plus sign in the middle.
Wow.
And we just said, this is a song. And so we interwove the two.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
What I love about, the songwriting aspect is really interesting to me because I mean, growing up in bands, like as a drummer, you sit there and everyone plays together, and talking through, and you know. But this is a very different thing. But what I really like about it is I think Max Martin is like the guiding star here, right? I mean, so strong pop production, and then with that's weird attenuators on sine wave functions as LFOs. What that is?
I don't know what he just said.
It really matters. It's just a way to get things done, or that is something we play on a guitar or something else.
Yeah.
That's very secondary, and that's what's interesting because I was actually afraid when I said, "Look, we're gonna do this Savior," I was like, "Oh, it's gonna work," and that it doesn't turn into a tech demo. So that was what I was afraid of. Right? To do all these things.
Yeah.
So, I'm very pleased.
That's actually what I've been feeling a bit.
But because the songs are solid,
yes,
there's a hook in there, the core is there. You know, it works. For me, it's a balance. It's a marriage of all this what modern technology can do, and still say that a pop song is a pop song.
That's right.
And, you know, referencing the Spice Girls and Taylor Swift and everything, and Max Martin.
That's right. That's right. Well, the good thing about it is like the details that you've actually put in are those hardcore details. But at the end of the day, when you put the song together, it's a soft landing, right?
Yeah. Ideally, you could take these songs. Like I think my goal with any song that we put out is ideally you can take it and play it on acoustic guitar, and somebody on YouTube can do some very melodramatic slow version. You know, like they like to do, and it would still have a hook and have a heart and have an impact to it. So I think that's where that comes from. And then we can just layer on top of that all the bands that we like, all the ideas that we like. One of the songs, you know, Freddie brought in like drum and bass idea from his days, like listen, going to raves or something. So it's like that's something that just came purely from Freddie's mind, but it was in service of the song. It was like, wow, this seems extreme, but wow, that's in service of the song. Let's do it. And when we play that live, it usually goes well.
Okay.
Hospice song, right?
Yeah, hospice. Yeah.
Let's move on, and when we come back, it's going to be Maximum Penalty, because there's more of the music of these two guys, the collaboration of technology and natural guitar put together as one. Don't go away. We'll be back on Words and Music.